Hello Capsuleer, my name is Gildy and welcome to EVE Online.
Haulers, the lifeblood of New Eden. They are the force behind the trade in every major trade hub. Without them, alliances start having issues keeping their fleets armed and stations fueled. I talked about the basic Tech 1 haulers in the past and how to fit them to avoid getting ganked. I also talked a little bit about the big upgrade that so many aspire to without knowing what it entails, freighters, which are terribly slow and vulnerable to attacks. So if you want to run one, you should have a webbing ult to get into warp faster and act as a scout. The one step I didn't talk about yet is the step in the middle, the upgrade from Tech 1 ships that is still allowing you to comfortably fly as a single pilot, giving you the freedom of not having to multi-box, while still being a significant upgrade to the safety and cargo space over Tech 1 ships. I am talking about the transport ships, the two ships every Empire and now Upwell Consortium have that fill the gap between Tech 1 and a freighter so well that I rarely use the freighter I own. If you train any of the hauler skills to 5, you get access to a new skill in itself. The skill is called, same as the ships it represents, transport ships. In this video we will focus on the ship type that is just a slight upgrade, cargo space wise from Tech 1 equivalents, but it's one that suddenly makes you close to uncatchable. This ship is the Blockade Runner. What makes it special is two of its characteristics. First is the ability of Blockade Runners to use Covert Ops Cloak. This in itself is a massive game changer, being able to hit Warp and Cloak just after and keep the cloak while warping, making catching such ship a way more involved effort by potential gankers, trying to use bubbles, scattering trash on gates to prevent cloaking, or using fighters from nearby stations just to try catching one. The other one, which is a blessing and a curse at once, is the immunity to cargo scanners. On one hand, it's great. You don't have to worry about being scanned. On the other hand, gankers might just take the shot because they don't know if you're running empty or if you have billions of ISK in your cargo. So always fly like there is a camp on the other side of the gate, or, how cloaky pilots say it, ABC, always be cloaked. The most common use of Blockade Runners is moving high value and lower volume cargo from a few hundred to over 13,000 cubic meters for Empire ones, with the Upwell one having quite specific use, and then the secondary common scenario for them is being an upgrade to the trusty Epithel for PI pickups. Having CovOps Cloak allows you to sit tight and wait out any undesirable types passing through the system, and also, with a little bit of setup I talked about in my last PI video, a Blockade Runner makes you nearly uncatchable. So let's take a look at what Blockade Runners are available to us and what are their stats. Maybe there is one that is best, maybe they are all situational, or maybe they're just very similar. First are the Amarr with the Prorator. As a proud Amarrian ship, it packs the highest armor HP for starters, though barely anyone uses anything but shield tank for some freak accidents involving smart bombs with Blockade Runners. Low slots are usually reserved for either align time, warp speed or cargo expansion. It does have the lowest starting shield, only 800 raw HP there, but it's not the end of the world. It starts with 110 meter signature radius in the middle of other ships here, so not horrible. And why am I mentioning it is that the bigger the signature radius, the easier it is to lock your ship if you misclick and not activate your cloak on time. Next statistic that is really desirable in Blockade Runners is of course the align speed. All Blockade Runners align by default in 6 seconds, but a difference in 5.96 and 5.08 can be massive when it comes to trying to achieve the lowest possible align times, so I will include the exact numbers. Prorator is doing decently with 5.23 second align, third out of 5 results. Lastly, it has the worst base item hangar capacity, only 2,900 cubic meters. However, what it lacks in cargo, it gets back in slots. All Empire Blockade Runners have 2 high slots, so I'll skip mentioning them, but Prorator has 2 mid slots, allowing you to put basic tank to not get blown up when a smart bomber sneezes its way, and impressive for low slots. I will be testing 2 edge cases for every Blockade Runner with, of course, max skills. Full cargo expansion in low slots and rigs, and then fitting them for minimum possible align time plus warp speed when the diminished results don't allow the align time to go below the next second. With the slot layout Prorator has, fully expanded fit gets a really great result of 13.79 thousand cubic meters space, while still holding Covop's cloak, and with a shield extender and hardener combo, it gets up to 17.9k EHP, making it a little less possible for a single tornado to alpha it off the field, but still 2 would do the trick. Going with full align, cargo falls down to 3.6 thousand cubic meters, but the ship aligns in 3 seconds and warps an amazing 11.6 AU per second. Next in line is the crane coming from the Caldari state. It doesn't really top any of the tank values, though it does have second best shield HP and third best hull HP values. Again, third in the signature radius at 115 meters base. It is a good overall ship and one I used to use for a long time. Align time is 5.25 seconds, a tiny bit worse than the Prorator, but still quite good, though you have way less wiggle space on it with the crane. Lastly, you have the best base cargo capacity, 4,300 cubic meters. As I teased a moment ago, crane has 4 mid slots, but only 2 low slots, so it can be set to tank well, even slap a prop mod in case someone rushes to decloak you so you can try burning to the side and recloak before they lock you, but the low slots don't give you a ton of wiggle room. Fully expanded cargo hold crane can reach 12.5 thousand cubic meters, which is a bit worse than the Prorator, but still a really good result and what made me use it for years for my PI pickups in low sec and null sec. With this setup, you also get 26.6 thousand EHP and afterburner to maneuver, making it a tanky beast. Fitting it for speed lowers the cargo space to 5.3 thousand cubic meters, while it gives you a decent 4-second align time and 11.6 AU per second warp speed. Then Galenta enter the scene with their Viator. The best hull HP value by a long shot, 2,700 raw hit points, with Prorator being second with only 2,100. Second in armor hit points and still not last in shield HP. It has the biggest signature radius of 120 meters, but the best align time of all of the Blockade Runners, 5.05 seconds. Base cargo space is in the middle, 3,600 cubic meters. It's a quite even fit ship, with 3 mid and low slots, giving us some possibility to mix and match fittings and having decent tank. But for our edge cases, fully expanded Viator gets 13.43 thousand cubic meters cargo hold and 24.4 thousand EHP, getting a much better tank result than Prorator and not falling behind on its cargo a lot. With an align time fit, the cargo falls to 4.5 thousand cubic meters, but it can align in 3 seconds and again warp with 11.6 AU per second warp speed. Last of the Empires, Minmatar managed to duct tape together the Prowler, floating around the middle of the tank game, not being the highest in any, but also not the lowest, makes it a pretty decent ship. It does have the lowest signature radius from all the Blockade Runners, 105 meters, and it's also the ship with the second best align time of 5.08 seconds. Base cargo space for it is 3,500 cubic meters. Again, we have a ship with 3 mid and low slots, so let's see what we can squeeze out of it. Full cargo expansion gives us 13,000 cubic meters with 28.8 thousand EHP, so a great result. Fitting it for speed drops cargo space to 4.3 thousand cubic meters, but we get 3-second align time and once more 11.6 AU per second warp speed. And this time for real, last one. The newest addition to the game, Deluge, from the Upwell line of transport ships that can fight back. It has the overall highest shield HP, 3000 raw hit points, making it the possibly highest tanked Blockade Runner. It is the second highest when it comes to signature radius, 115 meters, so identically to the Crane. It is the slowest aligning of the whole bunch, with 5.96 second align time. Surprisingly, it also has second highest cargo capacity. Why is it surprising? Because this ship also has a separate infrastructure hold, which lets it carry fuel blocks, stations, station modules, deployables, and PI. This ship can hold just by itself 45,000 cubic meters of PI, making it the best and only ship I currently use for pickups, because even with mostly full landing pads, I can grab everything in one run and quickly come back home. Moreover, I mentioned this line of ship being haulers that can fight back. It's because it boasts 4 high slots with 3 launcher hardpoints, so you can actually put missile launchers on it to fight off opportunistic light tackle. So as you can see, it already has advantage in some scenarios. But let's see how you can fit it for regular cargo, and does it hold up outside of the scenario where you use the industry hold. This ship, similarly to a Crane, has 4 mid and 2 low slots, so it will be tough to affect the stats, though the tank will probably be quite impressive. Expanded cargo version of Deluge has only 9.3 thousand cubic meters cargo, the worst from the bunch, with 43,000 EHP however, which for a Blockade Runner is a lot. Swap and fit to focus on speed, you can get the Deluge down to 4 seconds, though barely, and you get the usual, everyone say it with me, 11.6 AU per second warp speed. What is funny, with rapid light missile launches, this ship also gets 195 DPS. And now at the end, let me quickly summarize the analysis and share my thoughts. It doesn't matter that much which ship you choose. Some of them can get the 1 second lower align times, like the Prowler, Viator or Prorator, if you fit them for pure speed. Crane has the best cargo capacity when you push it for speed, so it all depends on what trouble you get yourself into, what you need to move around, and if you go for pure cargo or speed fit, or you need something in the middle. Don't be afraid to experiment around, and if you already got Minmatar Hauler for example, up to level 4, just go for level 5. As you saw in the video, they all have quite similar stats, so you should not regret it, and having a Blockade Runner available already, then deciding on different faction to train from scratch is the better option in my opinion. And if you do PI, just get the Deluge as an extra. It's really so worth it. So let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Blockade Runner, and if you ever got into some silly adventures while transporting using those ships. As usual, if you drop any comment under the video, add your in-game name to it. I will be choosing 3 random comments from under the video to give out partner exclusive ship skins. Only original comments count, not answering to someone's comment. 2 more skins will be given away on my Discord server, link in the video description. Both giveaways will finish 3 days from the video being published. If you would like to support me, you can use my referral link in the video description to get 1 million skill points, or use code GILDY either in the EVE store or on the Marquee Dragon website. It supports me as I receive a small commission from the purchases done with the code. If you enjoyed this video, share it with a corp mate that might need it, leave a like and subscribe to see my future uploads. If you are interested in what I will talk about next, my videos go up on Sundays. And if we never see each other in space again, Capsulia, fly safe.